I'm going to get a little personal this week and share the 5 reasons why we chose to move our little family down to the Melbourne, Florida area. My name's Alexandra Shupe, and I'm a local realtor down on Florida's Space Coast. I have people moving to the Melbourne, Florida area calling me every day, and I love to help guide them through the process, so please don't hesitate to reach out. If you want to know what it's like living on Florida's Space Coast, go ahead and hit like, subscribe, and ring that little notification bell so that you are notified every Friday morning when I post a new video. Our crazy moving story starts out in San Diego, California. My husband, Josh, got out of the Marine Corps, and we decided to move across the country to my hometown, Atlanta, Georgia, to be closer to family. A few short months later, Josh decided that he wanted to go to college for astrophysics, and around that same time, we began missing our Southern California lifestyle. So naturally, on our drive down to our honeymoon in Fort Myers, we decided to visit several beach towns and universities all down Florida's East Coast. To give you an idea of how quickly this decision came upon us, we literally still had boxes that had not been unpacked from our previous move from California. And we even had neighbors coming and knocking on our door saying that they would be praying for us and that they were so sorry that things didn't work out. Apparently, they thought that we were moving because we maybe had gotten in over our heads with our finances and couldn't afford the house or something like that. They didn't realize that we were just completely crazy and decided that we were going to be moving down to Florida after having just moved across the country. During our trip, we fell in love with the Melbourne, Florida area. So as soon as we got home, we put our house on the market. Our families came down and helped us pack up again. I quit my then dream job with the FBI. We packed the cars and we moved on down. We decided that we would temporarily downsize. We ended up moving first to a town called Indy Atlantic, Florida. It's beachside, and we lived in the Brittany Apartments for about 2 years, which was a little challenging, going from a house down to a small little apartment. But just being 1 block from the beach, we really enjoyed it. After living in the area for a little while and getting our bearings and learning where everything was, we decided to buy our house in Palm Bay, Florida, and that's where we live now. With my working for the FBI and Josh being in the Marine Corps, we are no strangers to moving. I actually ended up making about, I think, 8 moves in a 9-year period. 2 of those were cross-country. One of those was our move from Georgia to Florida, and then the rest were all local moves. So I completely understand all of the stress and the hard emotions that come along with making a move. This particular move to Florida was very, very challenging for me. I was not just leaving behind a home that we had selected to start a family in and raise children and plan to be in for the next 5 to 10 years, but I was also leaving behind my friends, my family, and I was leaving my dream job. We were moving to an area where we did not know anybody, and I was going to be starting a brand new job in real estate, something that I had never done before. So there were a lot of emotions involved, but I can say now that I'm so glad that we moved here, and once I stopped fighting it and we put some roots down and made some friends, I absolutely love living here and can't imagine living anywhere else. So let's get into the 5 reasons why we decided to move to the Melbourne, Florida area. Number 1, we really missed the beach. We missed our Southern California lifestyle, and mainly we missed surfing. So that completely eliminated moving anywhere on Florida's west coast, the Gulf Coast, because there's just no surfing over there. So we were looking for a little slice of the west coast on Florida's east coast. We ended up choosing this area because Florida not only has the longest coastline in the United States, but we also have some of the best surfing on the East Coast. While you can go surfing just about anywhere on Florida's Space Coast, both Cocoa Beach and the Sebastian Inlet are 2 of the highest ranking places for surfing on the entire East Coast of the United States. Cocoa Beach is about 30 minutes north of the Melbourne, Florida area, and Sebastian Inlet is about 30 minutes south. So 2 of the top places for surfing are within a very quick drive. Number 2, location. Something that was important to us was getting away from a bigger city. After having lived in San Diego and dealing with California traffic and Atlanta, Georgia traffic, we wanted to live in a place that had a little bit of a smaller town feel, but wasn't too far away from cities and shopping and all of that. We found that this place was perfect for that, where the average commute is about 20 minutes, and the larger cities in Florida, where most of our attractions are just a quick day trip away. Orlando, Florida is about an hour and 15 to an hour and 30 minutes. Tampa is about 2 hours and 40 minutes away. And Miami is about 2 hours and 50 minutes. This is great because we don't have to deal with all of the traffic and large crowds that come along with living near Disney and Universal, for example, but we can go up there and enjoy that for the day if we want to. Number 3, the Melbourne, Florida area's cost of living and affordable housing. The Melbourne, Florida area has very affordable housing prices compared to other areas across the country. And one of the major things that attracted us to just Florida in general is that there's no income tax. If you're interested in learning more about the cost of living in the Melbourne, Florida area, especially if you are moving from New York or California, I have a video that provides comparisons to those areas, and I will post the link right here. Number 4, the schools. This may come as a surprise to you because it certainly did to me. Florida actually ranks number 1 in the United States for higher education. Because Josh was wanting to get a degree in astrophysics, we wanted to make sure that he went to the best school for that. He ended up changing his career path and decided that astrophysics is not for him, but he did attend Eastern Florida, Florida Tech, and he now has 1 year left at the University of Central Florida. We can tell you from personal experience that Florida's schools are amazing. And finally, number 5, the people are friendly. I was born and raised in Georgia. My husband Josh was born and raised in Virginia. So we're both from a southern area where everyone has southern hospitality and is super friendly and waves, says hi when they're out walking. We did not have that in California. If you waved at somebody, it would actually be very strange if they waved back. More often than not, we would get a weird look because they would not recognize us and be like, who is this person and why are they waving at me? So down in Florida, if you wave at someone, they will say hello, good morning to you. Usually, everyone down here is super, super nice. And we have made great friends with a lot of our neighbors. So yeah, the people down here are friendly, and that meant a lot to us. In conclusion, the 5 reasons why we chose the Melbourne, Florida area are because of the beaches and surfing, the central location, the schools, affordable housing and cost of living, and finally, the friendly people. Thank you so much for watching my video. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and ring that notification bell.